Hey, it's Josie with Affirmation Pod. Before we start this episode, I want to share that the topic for this episode is recovering from childhood trauma and that it's not a replacement for professional help and support. And in listening, you are taking full responsibility for your own health and well-being. Now, welcome to new listeners. Welcome back to returning listeners. This is a request that's come in from many of you. One DM on Instagram was asking for one on letting go of a parent's divorce. She says, I'm a mom of 3 now, and I kind of blocked out that period of my life because it's so sad for me, but I'd like to be able to somehow work on that. So I want to mention too that next week is actually recovering from childhood abuse. This week is recovering from childhood trauma. When I was in university, it was explained as a negative experience that was unexpected and you felt powerless to change it or stop it. What I would add to this is that the trauma was real to you. Because even if, as a child, your family moved to a whole new country, you had to learn a whole new language, whole new culture, and for everyone else, parents, siblings, it was almost seamless. For you, if it was traumatic, then it was traumatic. Because it was negative, you felt powerless to change it or stop it, and it was unexpected. Now, at the time that this episode publishes, the new Affirmation Pod app is not available yet. But if you're listening deeper in 2019, then head over to affirmationpodaccess.com to get information about the app. Actually, I should say apps, because unlike the current setup, this new one is available on Android, iOS, and Amazon. I know Lean and so many other listeners have been waiting for an Android version to listen with. With the new app, you can mark your favorite episodes and listen on repeat to truly soak in the transformation. So please stay tuned for more updates about the new Affirmation Pod app. And Access members, please keep an eye out in your email inbox, since Access will be moving to the new app as well. And now I invite you to find a safe and comfortable space to listen to these affirmations for recovering from childhood trauma. I give myself credit that I'm now facing this. I'm addressing it. I'm not avoiding it. I know when I was a kid, I didn't have the tools, the skills, the abilities to understand all that was happening and all the reasons why, because I was a kid. And even now, as an adult, some of the wounds, the pain, those sore areas I've got inside, it's made it hard to have and use the skills and abilities and tools to truly heal, to really recover, and to totally have emotional freedom. I get sensitive around this topic because there's still pain attached. Sadness, disbelief, anger, fear, disillusionment, so many emotions and so many experiences. I'm grateful that in this season of life, I can look at this head on and understand, acknowledge, and accept it wasn't the perfect scenario. And the adults in my world, even if they were doing their best, there may have been things they could have done differently that would have helped me more, supported me more, reassured me more, and that didn't happen. I know it's possible for me to get carried away, swept over by the pain, but I also know it's possible for me to stand tall on solid ground and not be swept away by anything. I can sit with myself and go through what happened, what didn't happen, what I wish could have been different, how I could have not even been in that circumstance in the first place. I give every emotion inside of me time to have their say. because this was my life. This was my childhood. This had a huge impact on me. It shook me, it rocked me. It makes it so that as an adult, I'm still trying to find that sense of hope and safety and security that I didn't have back then. The emotions here are tough. And even though I know I won't have all the answers that I want, I realize that I can reach points where I simply have to fill in the blanks with my best educated guess. But this is life, and I'm going to own this. Because as I own this, I get to write the ending. I get to write, even though these things happened, this is who I am today. Even though those things happened, this is how I live my life today. Even though those things have set me back, this is what I look like, recovered and restored. I know healing doesn't come easily, like just flipping a switch. I remember healing comes in still, small moments, not all at once. But for the sake of my future, for the sake of my own emotional rhythms, I'm going to take one step after another to where the pain turns to healing, where the hurt turns to growth, where the fear is neutralized. And in life's own way and in life's own timing, I open myself up to making peace in myself, because I deserve peace, because I deserve healing, because I deserve a better future. The pain was the pain is the pain, but the pain doesn't run my life. And in every step and season of my life, my goal is to heal, to recover, and to have emotional freedom. I give myself love. I know all this emotional work is worth it. And I embrace peace. That is my gift for you today. It is available without the intro and outro for Access members. In Access members, you'll find it in the Anxiety, Safety, and Grounding section. If you are not an Access member yet, but you want access to all the affirmations without ads, without announcements, plus bonus affirmations, the most recent one is I Live in Abundance. Head over to affirmationpodaccess.com. That's affirmationpodaccess.com. And if you think this episode can help others out there who are recovering from childhood trauma, feel free to leave a rating in Apple Podcasts. And you can get there by going to affirmationpod.com/Apple Podcasts. That's affirmationpod.com/Apple Podcasts. Your review will help people see the value of pressing play and listening to the podcast. Again, next week we'll be recovering from childhood abuse. But until then, go be you, know you, and love you. This is Josie with Affirmation Pod. Bye for now.